Have you ever thought about what your social media says about you? Not just to your friends or followers, but to a visa officer deciding if you can enter the United States? Have you considered that a tweet, a photo, or a comment you posted years ago might be scrutinized as part of your visa application? What if your public online life is as important as the forms you fill out, the fees you pay, or the interview you attend? Today, applying for a US visa is more than gathering bank statements, invitation letters, and academic records. There's another requirement that surprises many people: listing your social media accounts. This isn't an urban legend or a one-off demand. What everyone thought was a rumor soon turned out to be the truth. In June 2025, a rumor circulated online that US embassies around the world were now requiring applicants for non-immigrant visas, that is FM and J visas for students and people taking part in cultural exchanges, to set their social media profiles to public as a condition to get their applications approved. Indeed, on June 18, 2025, the US Department of State announced expanded screening and vetting measures for non-immigrant visa applicants. The State Department said in its statement that it aimed to do comprehensive and thorough vetting for national security purposes. On June 26, 2025, the US embassies in India and South Africa posted on Facebook announcing the new measures, which included listing all social media profiles on the DS-160 form, which is the application form for non-immigrant visas, and setting them to public. This requirement is broad. It applies to nearly all immigrant and non-immigrant visa categories, exempting only certain types like official or diplomatic visas. That means millions of people each year are now required to provide this information. The stricter visa requirements coincide with a heated national debate over immigration. In the 2024 election campaign, former President Donald Trump made curbing illegal immigration a cornerstone of his platform, promising to secure the border and implement aggressive measures to reduce migrant inflows. Since returning to office, the Trump administration has taken several legal steps to address what it calls an immigration crisis. Trump revived policies like the Remain in Mexico program, requiring asylum seekers to wait outside the US while their cases are processed, increased deportations of undocumented immigrants, particularly those with criminal records. The administration has tightened scrutiny on visa holders who overstay their permits, with stricter tracking and penalties, expanded the use of biometric entry-exit systems to monitor compliance. Trump has pressured Congress to pass laws limiting asylum eligibility and speeding up deportations, proposed cuts to legal immigration pathways, including family-based visas, in favor of merit-based systems. The new social media disclosure requirement aligns with Trump's broader emphasis on extreme vetting for immigrants and visitors. While supporters argue these measures protect national security and prioritize American workers, critics, including civil liberties groups, warn of overreach, privacy violations, and the potential for biased enforcement. The social media rule in particular raises concerns about free speech and cultural misunderstandings. But what exactly does this mean? When you apply, you'll find a section on the form asking for your social media identifiers across popular platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. Applicants must disclose every handle or username they've used in the past 5 years. Importantly, the US government does not ask for your passwords or access to private messages. The policy is clear. It wants the identifiers only, so officers can see your publicly available content. They are not hacking your account or demanding you share your private chats. Instead, they are reviewing the same posts, photos, and comments anyone could see if they looked you up. So, what are visa officers looking for? Primarily, indicators of security risk. They want to know if applicants have expressed support for terrorism or violent extremism, are linked to banned organizations, or have advocated hate or violence. Public expressions of such views can raise immediate red flags during security vetting. But it goes beyond that. Social media is also used to verify the story you tell on your application. If you claim you're coming for tourism but your posts discuss working in the US illegally, that inconsistency can be a basis for denial. If you list yourself as a full-time student but your online presence suggests you're running a business full-time, that can also trigger scrutiny. Officers may look at your network of friends, followers, or groups. Are there connections suggesting extremist sympathies? Are you publicly interacting with known threats? This doesn't mean you'll automatically be denied for your friends, but it could prompt a deeper investigation into your background. It's also worth noting that the form requires you to disclose all your social media accounts for the last 5 years, not just the ones you use daily. Even old, forgotten, or secondary accounts are included. This social media review is part of a larger move toward more intensive vetting, sometimes called extreme vetting, in US immigration policy. After heightened security concerns in recent decades, the US has invested heavily in data-driven screening methods to better evaluate who is entering the country. Social media has become a powerful, if controversial, part of that process. Privacy and civil liberties advocates have raised concerns about these requirements. Free speech norms vary widely around the world. Posts that are normal in one country, like strong political criticism, satire, or protest, could be misinterpreted by another culture's officials. And the idea of having one's online life reviewed by a government officer can feel invasive and chilling to many travelers. But whether you like it or not, social media has become part of your public record. Immigration officials see it as another tool to understand who you are. It's no longer separate from the rest of your application. It's another layer they can check against your travel history, work records, education, and finances. Beyond the visa process, your social media footprint can shape many other aspects of life in the US. Employers often screen candidates' online profiles before hiring. Universities may look at students' social media during admissions or conduct reviews. Landlords, lenders, and insurers increasingly consider digital reputations when making decisions. This is why listing your social media identifiers on a visa form isn't a mere formality. It signals that your public online life is open to review by the US government, just like your official documents and interviews. They won't look at every post in detail for every applicant, but anything shared publicly is fair game for assessment. The US State Department states that this requirement is about enhancing security, confirming identity, and detecting potential fraud or risk. And while not every applicant will be rejected because of social media content, it's a factor that officers can use in deciding who to admit and who to refuse. As the world becomes more interconnected, borders aren't just physical lines on a map. They are also digital checkpoints. Your online footprint has become part of how you are evaluated, not just by governments, but by employers, schools, and communities. So, the next time you think about travel and visas, ask yourself, what story does my social media tell? Not just to my friends and followers, but to someone deciding if I should cross their border. In this new age, your social media isn't just your personal expression. It's a window into your life that others will examine, sometimes in ways you never imagined. Because today, what you share online can travel farther than you do, and it might shape where you're allowed to go.